Hi everyone. If you're new here, my name is Luann, and I talk about my grief journey. I've lost both my parents and my husband, and I struggled with doing a video today because it's one of those bad days, and getting close to Christmas and shopping for his family and my family, and just grief is so hard. Um, it makes you question friendships, and I don't know. I'm struggling today, feeling like I don't trust any of my friends. Like, just there's been a shift with my best friend, and I don't know. It's a shift that I don't know if we can recover fully from it. So I'm feeling like, I trust the wrong people, and I feel like I can't like rely on anybody or count on anybody, which I know is not true, but that's where grief sets you and puts you. And it's just a really rough time of year for me, because if this is your first time watching, my husband's birthday is Christmas Day. And this is my third Christmas without him. And I guess, sometimes I just feel like I'm feeling sorry for myself, but I know that it's all part of grief, and you just have to walk through it. And I hate just not being able to call somebody and say, I'm having a bad day, because it'll be 3 years in March, and you're supposed to be better, and it's not supposed to bother you like this anymore. Price of love. Grief. And it sucks. But I know tomorrow will be different. It's just a day. It's just a season. I'll be at work and be busy tomorrow. It's just the weekends, and you have time on your hands, and I don't know. It's just a bad day. But I always told y'all that I would be honest, and this is the reality. Um, I have more good days than bad. But when I have a bad day, it really is hard. And I'm just struggling today. And yes, I still feel like I've turned a corner. And yes, I still feel like I'm making strides. But this is the reality of grief. Does it get easier? Yes, it does. It subsides, it eases, but it never goes away. And for people that tell you, oh, I've moved on and everything, they're still having bad days. They don't they don't want to tell you that, because when you talk to friends about it, they're like, oh my God, it's been, almost 3 years, Luann. Move on. Let it go. Just, you know. And I'm, I don't think you can't let it go. It's never going to go away. Ever. It's not like, your heart heals, but it also, if you meet someone and you love someone else, your heart grows for that person. But the spot that you're that you loved someone else still stays there. It's not like you divorce them and you have bad feelings towards them. They didn't, in my case, they didn't choose to die. It was cancer that took my husband. Um, but it's, I don't know. I couldn't imagine, and I'm never ever going to go down a path of talking about someone that's lost a spouse or a child, a spouse to suicide or a child in any form, because I have not lost I have not lost anyone to suicide in my immediate family. I have two cousins that committed suicide, but we were not close. I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to talk about someone who's died from an overdose, because I have not experienced that. And, I'm not going to walk that path for you because I've not experienced it. I've lost both my parents. I've lost my husband. So that is what I've experienced with, and that's what I'll always be. I'll always, be honest with you about it, but this is my first holiday season without my mom, and even though we weren't close, it's like, it was her house that we went to on Christmas Eve and exchanged gifts, me and my son and my brother, and this year my son is actually going to come to my office because we're expecting really bad weather for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so he wants to do it on Wednesday at my work. So, and that's fine. I mean, at least I get to see him and we'll exchange gifts and maybe have lunch together or something. But if the weather's bad, I won't be able to spend sorry. I won't be able to spend Christmas Eve with my husband's family because they live 30 miles from me, and if it's blizzard conditions like they're talking about, then I won't be able to go. And it also means that I won't be able to go to the cemetery on Christmas Day. And I hate that. Because I was in Texas last year, so I didn't get to go home for Christmas, and I mean, it's 30 miles. If it's a blizzard, I will go when I can. But it's just hard. Because I feel like I should be there on his birthday. This is the reality. And I'm sorry if you're part of this group that is watching these videos, because as much as caregiving was horrible at times, and the things that they say because they're in pain, or in my case, my husband had liver cancer, so his ammonia levels would get really high, and he'd get confused, and he wasn't always the nicest person when he was sick, but it was not all the time, don't get me wrong, but as much as that sucked, I still miss him, and I would do it all over again. the hardest part, and it's not the hardest part, but when you are the caregiver, I mean, I worked a part-time job. I worked 30 hours a week. And then I would come home and take care of my husband. He worked too. He worked right up until 28 days before he passed away, is the day he retired. Um, so I took care of him, and I was the one that administered the morphine, and I'm the one that cleaned up after him and bathed him and changed the bed and just did everything. And then when they pass away, that all stops, and you don't realize how you go from being someone's everything to not knowing your purpose anymore. I struggled with that a lot, what my purpose was, and my loss happened at the worst possible time because then COVID hit and shut everything down. Restaurants, bars, movie theaters, everything. So there was no, I'd go to work. We did close for 5 weeks, and I still went in because my boss was also going through cancer, and I was taking her to chemotherapy and doing grocery shopping and things like that for her. But it was not the 30 hours that I was working before. And then I was off for a few weeks. In the very beginning, it was a couple weeks off, and then I started taking, I was still going in, and taking her to chemotherapy once a week, but you struggle. And I hope that now, everything is open again, and I just hope that your grief journey is different and that you are getting out and you are doing things, because staying busy is key. I don't know how many puzzles. It was the beginning of, spring, in Michigan. It was still very cold and had snowed and stuff when he passed away. So, I mean, I was going into spring, and then I could do things outside. And I worked in my house. I put new flooring in my kitchen, new flooring in my entryway, painted, just whatever I could do to keep busy. So busy is key. And then there's days like today when I didn't have anything to keep me busy. I've got all my Christmas shopping done, and I just didn't have anything. I did my laundry and all of my house stuff, and it wasn't enough to keep me busy. My son's actually bought me a puzzle for Christmas, which I know, so I will get that on Wednesday, and that will keep me busy next weekend if I'm snowed in. But my biggest and best piece of advice is for you to stay busy. Just stay busy. And it's okay to have days like this, because tomorrow's going to be a different day, and it's going to be a better day. And I know that because I will get up and get ready and go to work and have purpose. And when I get home tomorrow night, it's cook dinner, take care of the dogs, and go to bed, do it all over again. So it's just the weekends get difficult sometimes to stay busy. So reality is this is going to continue probably for the rest of my life. So, and I know that. But I just want to share it with you and be real with you and honest with you, because this is it. And I don't like people telling others on these grieving sites that, oh, you know, you'll go days without thinking about them. That's not true. Still think about him every day. It's just I can laugh more about the things. He had a good sense of humor, and I can laugh about things that used to make me cry. So it does do that turn, and you do get to feeling, better, but you're still going to have these days like this. And it's okay. Uh, it's normal. So I am starting, I don't know, this season. I don't know if it's just because I lived in Texas for a year and a half, but this first winter back for me, I'm plugged up again. I have a sore throat today, and I don't know what is going on, but I feel like I've been more sick than the last like 2 months than I've been for the last 2 years. So I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, I just wanted to tell you that I'm not doing good today, not having a great day, but I know tomorrow's better, will be better. So just trying to keep it real for y'all. So I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you next week.